Have you ever played a game, watched the credits roll, saw the words "The End," and said, "I still want more"? Apparently, MegaMan Star Force fans almost got more. While MegaMan Star Force 3 finished the series with a proper ending, the fourth installment was rumored to set the tone for a brand new story arc that had the potential to bridge Star Force and Battle Network together. And while I tend to steer away from rumors, this one is pretty interesting. We'll take a look at everything that was left behind from this lost game in just a moment. Oh, and I guess before we begin, spoiler warning for the entire MegaMan Star Force series and the Star Force Legacy Collection, because, you know, cancel sequel. Okay, now we're good. Drink some water, do your stretches, and let's get started. MegaMan Star Force 4 was in production between around 2009 and 2010, shortly after Star Force 3 was released, but unfortunately, it was cancelled after only a few months. The Rockman Corner spoke to a reliable source from Capcom about it in 2019, and this article is the only clue to this game's existence. The key art leaves us a lot to speculate. This artwork was allegedly drawn by one of the main artists for the MegaMan Star Force series, and this artist was also responsible for the Japanese box art for every MegaMan Battle Network game. While we don't know much about Kazuma, the character pictured alongside Geostellar, we do know two important things. The first is that he's a direct descendant of the Hikari family, which means he's related to the Battle Network's heroes, Land Hikari, as well as MegaMan himself. That leads to some interesting possibilities, including Kazuma's connection to Link Power and the Brother Band system. MegaMan Star Force 2 introduced Link Power, which is a feature that allows players to equip abilities to MegaMan after connecting with in-game brothers. It acted a lot like a Navi customizer program in the MegaMan Battle Network series. Through a side quest in Star Force 2, we learned that Land Hikari was the brain behind Link Power. So, basically, Kazuma's ancestor created one of the most important parts of modern society. While it's unlikely that this detail would have been brought up in the actual game, it's still pretty interesting. The second thing we know about Kazuma is that he's a hacker, and so is Geo. According to Rockman Corner's source, hacking would have been a major part of the game, like how noise was a major part of Star Force 3. The story was intended for an older audience, so Geo would have been at least a teenager in this game. The writer's intention was to tell a more mature story compared to the prior game, which would have been a fair bit of progression for the series, considering how MegaMan Star Force 3 is way more serious compared to Star Force 1 and 2. Now for the art again. You see those signs behind them? Those are wanted posters. At some point in the game, Geo and Kazuma would have been hunted by the Stella police, so there's no doubt that Bob Copper would have been involved in the story. Although, since the prior Star Force games focused on Kelvin Stellar and his job as an astronaut, it would have been interesting to see how Geo's family and friends would have played a role in this game, given that he's seemingly on the run. Most of what I said is just pure speculation. There honestly isn't much to go on besides the few details provided in the Rockman Corner's article. I've left a link to it in the description if you want to read more. There's also no details about Geo's rivalry with Solo, which I'm sure would have become a post-game conflict based on how the post-game story ended in Star Force 3. I think out of everything Star Force left for us, that rivalry is something I want to explore the most. The dozens of comments under the article show that plenty of people would have loved to see this more mature take on the MegaMan series. While it's unlikely that this game will ever see the light of day again, there's always a chance that the next MegaMan game will step up to the potential that this one had.